everybody. Welcome to West Virginia. My name is Cheryl and this is my channel, Tranquil Stitches. Today is Tuesday, July 10th, 2018, and this is my FlossTube episode number 14. If you're new, welcome, and if you're returning, welcome back. Thank you for coming back and spending some time with me. I really appreciate it. Last week was crazy. I think that's the busiest week I've had since I've been doing FlossTube. It was absolutely crazy. Something going on every single day. I'm exhausted. But we went to visit with father-in-law a couple times since I last talked to you. He is progressing. He's saying a lot more words now. He's able to communicate a little better, but he's still not quite. You know, we think he understands, but he's not able to verbalize much at this point. The doctor told us that he is completely unaware of his left side. He doesn't even realize he has a left side to his body. He can't see anything peripherally from his left eye. He only knows he has a left hand when he sees it. When he sees his hand, he'll use it, but otherwise he completely ignores it. So the doctors are hoping that will come back, but time will tell. We don't know yet. So, but he is progressing. We're going to have some really tough decisions to make, you know, within the next few weeks as far as where he goes after his therapy, but hopefully it'll be a good decision and we can do an assisted living. So your continued prayers would be very much appreciated. Today is actually his birthday. He turned 71 today. So we got to celebrate a little bit with him yesterday. They told us that on their birthdays, he's actually at the VA hospital. He is a Vietnam veteran. My husband's also a veteran. He is a 13-year Army veteran. He was actually in the Gulf War. So he is also a veteran. But they both go to the VA hospital, and that's where father-in-law is. And on everyone's birthday they have a special lunch and they get birthday cake. So that's going to be exciting for him today. So thank you for your continued prayers for him. I had a really nice 4th of July. We went to a barbecue at a neighbor's, and then we all went to a vacant lot near the fire department, and they let off some fireworks, which was nice, and we had a good day. And then Penny hates fireworks. She had a rough few days. Neurotic. She just went crazy. She would jump up in my lap and get as close to me as she could and just shake. And you know, vehicles backfiring, which happens a lot here. A lot of hoopties around here, and firecrackers and thunder. She's not happy. I mean, she just crazy. So I've never had a dog that crazy, you know, about firecrackers. So it was sad, you know, and I comfort her, and we got her through it. But she was not happy. But and then on my birthday, the next day, Thursday, we went four-wheeling in the mountains, and that was really, really nice, just the two of us. And we picked blackberries. They weren't quite ready, but we did find a few bushes that were ripe, and we picked quite a bit and brought them home, and got some tart ones and some sweet ones. It just depends on the bush that you find, but the mountains are loaded with them. So we're going to go back this week, and they should be ready. So we're going to go back and get some more and bring them home. I love frozen fruit. I love frozen fruit. I buy the whole strawberries and blueberries and just put them in a bowl and just munch on them like a treat. I love frozen fruit, so I'm excited about frozen blackberries. So, and then Saturday, my daughter and her boyfriend came to visit. They came and stayed overnight, and that was fabulous. That was wonderful. I love having my daughter home. I love, well, she's my girl, you know, and she turned 20 the end of last month, and I hadn't got to see her since her birthday, and I had a birthday in the meantime too. We're both cancers. So, and her boyfriend is too. His birthday is July 2nd. July 2nd. So June 26th, July 2nd, July 5th. So that was really cool. We kind of all celebrated together. Showed her the new house, and she saw the potential, which made me happy. She likes some of the same things. The older she gets, the more she likes some of the same things that I like. Before, she was like, Mom, you're just too old-fashioned. But now she's kind of coming around, and she's kind of liking the vintage stuff. She started collecting pink depression glass, which tickles me to death. So every time I find a piece of pink somewhere, I'll pick it up for her. I've got a couple pieces put away for her for Christmas. So that's really nice that she started, liking that type of thing. So she's coming around. I'm working on her. So we had a nice visit. We played Zelda, and that's always fun. She played while I watched and stitched, and we had a really good visit. So it's my turn to go see her. So I'll be going to North Carolina soon to see her. We've got some plans. We're going to go to the State Fair in August together, and then in October when I go to the cross stitch retreat, she's actually the two of them are going to go with us, and we're going to make a whole few days of it and visit with my son, and so that's exciting. So over the next couple of months, we've got some really exciting stuff planned with her. So I just wanted a girl so I could have a BFF forever, and just do things together and shop together. And so the older she gets, I think we're going to get a lot closer. So anyway, I hope everybody had a happy 4th of July. I hope you had fun. I hope you enjoyed the fireworks and celebrating with your friends and family. And I hope you had a really good birthday celebration for America. Okay, I wanted to start off with my favorite finds this week. And yesterday for dinner, we stopped at Cracker Barrel on the way back from the hospital. And I love Cracker Barrel. That's like my favorite. I love Cracker Barrel and their roast beef. Beef roast is so expensive. That's a treat for us when we get it. It's craziness. It's so expensive. I know everything is, but beef roast is just, you can get steak before you can get a beef roast. It's crazy. At least here, I don't know how it is in other areas, but here it's super, super expensive. So I always get the beef roast when we go to Cracker Barrel. That's my favorite thing. I love that they slow roast it for 14 hours, the menu says. So, don't know. I don't know if they buy it prepackaged and just heat it up in the microwave. I don't know, but it tastes slow roasted and it's so good. But, I like to shop at Cracker Barrel. So I was so tired yesterday. So tired, and it was so hot. I just didn't feel like shopping, but I wanted a little treat after my dinner, and oh my gosh, I found buttermints, and I've already gotten into these. I did not save these. If you've ever had a true buttermint, you know what I'm talking about. Because there is just nothing like a true buttermint, and these are definitely, they are, oh, I wish I could share one with you here. They're so good. They're so just creamy. So I'm into buttermints. And favorite finds. When we bought the house, she left a ton of stuff in the house. She left a ton of stuff that, she's elderly, and she's actually been in the hospital. They want to put her in a nursing home since we bought the house. And so she's not doing too good. She's on oxygen. So remember her as well. Her name's Peggy. But she didn't have the means. Her son's had a stroke, and she didn't have the means to get a lot of things out of the house. And she just kind of just took what she wanted and left everything else. And so we've been cleaning the house out. And she said, whatever you find is yours. And so we closed on the house on Tuesday, by the way. We closed, so everything's official. We signed our lives away for a little while. Get down, Sophie. Get down. Psst. Down. I'm going to walk all over everything. Oh, we'll visit in a minute. Yeah, I know. But, so we've been cleaning out the basement. There's tons and tons of Christmas decorations and holiday decorations in the basement, and I'm really enjoying what I'm finding there, and I'm telling her about the things. She's like, oh, I remember that. So it's really cool that I'm bringing up memories for her too. So that's really, really neat. But My husband was up there doing some peddling, and he comes home with these, and I wanted to share these with you. I hope if you're my generation, you're going to remember these, and the younger girls, I don't know if you will or not, but keep them in mind and look for them because they're absolutely fabulous. Who remembers these? They need to be cleaned up, and I'm gonna look and see if I can't put a little bit of bleach on them or something to, to bring back the color. But do you remember these? They're melted popcorn. That's what they're called. But I researched them. They were actually branded as glitter plaques, and I don't know why there's. Well, I guess they do glitter a little bit. This snowman's got a little clear iridescent plastic right there, but they were actually manufactured in Connecticut and in the 60s and 70s, and they closed their doors in, I think, 2008, but I don't think they made these in their later years. These were very popular in the 60s and 70s. But see how it's just plastic and they've just kind of melted them together? Kind of like those kits that you get, that little beads, and you make the design and then either iron the back of it or you put them in the oven. This kind of, and every one of them's handmade. So we have this one. We got several of them. There was all kinds of them. Some of them were damaged. And here's the Santa. I'm so tickled with these. These are like, they were in my classroom when I was going to elementary school. They brought them out and decorated with them every year. And not only Christmas ones, but she had several Halloween ones as well. Look at the witch. Cute. Check her out. And see, they just melt the plastic together in the different shapes, and the jack-o'-lantern. so tickled with these. I'm so tickled with these. Like I said, there's probably 10 or 12 of them. There's a skeleton and a few more Halloween ones, and then there's a candle, and I think there's another Christmas one. She had like two of each of them. Tickled to death. So that's my favorite finds this week. Love them. I hope I brought back memories. If you're my generation, I hope you remember seeing those when you were growing up. So speaking of Christmas, with the Christmas decorations, I want to keep with the theme of Christmas in July for my stitching for my previous finishes this month. So I did this one last year. This is Brenda Gervais, Mary Noel. And I used some Vicki Clayton silk, and I'm not really sure what I finally got with the program with the Wonder Clips. But there's my finish. I did this last year. And that the letters are Vicki Clayton silks. And then I just made the cardinal really bright. And I love this one. I love the fabric it's on, the modeling. So that's my previous finish. Christmas in July. And I had a cross stitch finish this week. Last week. I did find some stitching time, and I actually stitched pretty well last week. Mostly in the evening when everything had calmed down. But let me get this on here right quick. I had a finish. It's also Brenda Gervais, Land of Liberty. This was a mania start for me, and I finished it. I did my own conversion, of this as well. The letters are stitched with a Cindy's Prismatic Reflections floss, CPR floss from back in the early 2000s. And I used various Weeks and DMC. I know exactly what I'm going to do with it. I have a finish planned. I just did not get to it this week, or last week. So I will be doing that this week. And hopefully I'll show you an FFO next week. So, love that one. Then I also worked a bit on Tralee from Mr. Rogers. And that's what I'm doing right here. I'm not stitching the letters. And actually, I got Tralee completely, the X's finished. The X's are done. Now all I have to do is the back stitching. So that might be a finish next week. And this was a Mania Start as well. So, and then I also teeny tiny bit of progress on Season of Growth, which was also a Mania Start for June, July, and August. And I left it in here because I'm going to work on this a little bit more today. Here's my progress. I got a little bit of the second house done. Using my fancy Q-Snap covers. Look at there. Dollar bill, dollar bill. I passed a couple Dollar Trees this week. Thought about it. Didn't have time. Didn't have time. Birthday start. I started Max. I didn't get to start him on my birthday, which kind of, but I decided to put him in this bag. It just matches him better, you know, with the autumn, and I like it. So I put him in there, and I'm going to have to, I started him in the evening and with my Ot light, but I'm going to have to stitch him in the day. I'm going to have to stitch him during the day in direct sunlight because I can't see the black or the gray Belfast that I'm using. So here's my teeny tiny start on him, but he started. Yeah. This thing. He has started. That's his ear. So, and when I told you what color, this is not dark chocolate gray linen. This is dark charcoal gray. I noticed I said chocolate and I was like, what I must have chocolate on the brain. But that's his little ear right there. So I'm looking forward to seeing him progress. He's going to be adorable, absolutely adorable. Okay, that's my whips for last week. And I also got smart, and I spent a few hours cutting out all of the pieces for lots of bags. I think I cut out 11 bags. And so whenever I get some time, I just come in and whip one out. So it's a lot easier having everything already cut, and all I have to do is just assemble it. So, and I also found out why. I did go to Hobby Lobby, and I did get some of the higher grade vinyl. It's twice as expensive there as it is at Walmart, but I had to have it. It was on sale for 30% off, but it still was $2 more a yard than what it is at Walmart, even with 30% off. So, but I did get some, And I was talking to the lady who was cutting it for me, and I said, you know, there seems to be a mad rush on this. And I said, I don't know why. She said, I said, everybody's out of it. And they had very little of it left. And she said, well, I've been selling a lot of it. She said they're buying it to put over their four-wheelers for when they go mudding. Yeah, that's why they're out of it. They're covering their four-wheelers and side-by-sides with the vinyl when they go mudding to keep the mud out of the, you know. That's why I didn't know. You know, my sister's never done that, so crazy. We're gonna get a four-wheeler at some point. Everybody around here has them. Everybody. That's how they travel here. You know, all of these little towns are ATV friendly, so you can just ride your four-wheeler down the middle of Main Street. You know. So, and the trails are just wonderful here. But I did make some more bags, and I wanted to show you them. I love this one. This is a map, and I bartered with this fabric with Carolyn on Cross Stitch Barter, and I love this fabric. Absolutely. And then this interior fabric looks like leather to me, so it really goes well with the mat. And then I told you I had some more fall fabric I was considering for Max. Well, this is the other one, and I love this too. This is Debbie Mum fabric. It's really cute. I made that fold for that. And these next two, when I saw this fabric, I was like, yes, happening. Look at this. Look at that. Oh. Poor me. Chickens. I love chickens. I've decorated with chickens for years and years, and my kind of like not farmy Christmas. I mean Christmas chickens. I decorate like French country with the chickens, not the farmy, not the, you know. This next one will give you an example of what I'm talking about, and it's showing up a little pinky, but it's actually real red. It's a real red. Look at this. Oh. Yeah. I absolutely love this fabric. So I'm excited about those. I've made a few more, kind of like the ones that I had made before. So, and I made a few gifts. I think it won't be too long before I start selling them, and I think what I'm going to do is I'm just going to make some and just put them in my Etsy shop, or I might try to sell them on Instagram. I don't know yet, but I'm not going to take orders for them because that's all I'd be doing. So I'm just going to make some and then, you know, put them out there and hope that, 'cause I got a house to pay for. I got a house to pay for, so I might do that soon. I don't know. I'm still just a little. I think, you know, I do need to get a little better, but I think they're good. They're good bags, so I'm happy with them. Retail therapy. Let's go down that rabbit hole now. Retail therapy. One of my favorite floss tubes is Ginger Gerald. He stitches some amazing projects, and he's a lot of fun. He does a lot of different things with his floss tube, and but he is stitching a Henry VIII from Haid, and his progress is just phenomenal. If you've not watched Gerald, go over and check out his channel. He's a lot of fun to watch, and he has a squirrel that comes to visit him on his terrace, and he feeds it. So that's always fun when his name's Geo, when Geo visits. But he's a lot of fun to watch, and I adore, you know, everything that he brings to this community. And he's also a designer. He has an Etsy shop, and he has designed some smalls. And first I want to start off with showing you a picture that I took on my birthday four-wheeling up in the mountains. Put that right there. And it so reminded me of Gerald's patterns. But I bought his series, his old-fashioned series, and I'm going to stitch them for my husband to put in his room, in his den. And he really, I showed them to him, and he loves them. So I'm not really sure what I'm going to do with the color conversions yet, or if I'm going to do, you know, follow Gerald's patterns, but I'm not really sure. But I ordered them. He had a sale for the end of his birthday palooza, and his charts were 25% off. So I took advantage of that, and I got all three of them. But here's his old-fashioned silo, which reminds me of the picture that I just showed you. There's his silo. And I asked him to sign them for me, and he did. So that's really cool. So I have his silo and the water tower, which is also reminiscent of what the picture, you know, I saw. I just think they're so cool. They're so rusty and just... And then the last one is the windmill. And they're smalls, so they're not going to take long to whip up. But I'm going to make those for my husband and put them in his den. And I just think they're really cool. So I don't think he watches my FlossTube, but in case you do, Gerald, thank you very much for that. And I also I saw on Priscilla and Chelsea, I saw that a lady from the Cottage Needle had sent them some vintage 4th of July needle minders, and I was like, oh, that is so cool. So I went over there. Oh, congratulations, Chelsea, on baby Cash. He's absolutely beautiful. He is so perfect. He's a perfect little boy. So congratulations. That was so exciting to see that she, after that whole journey with her and her pregnancy, she finally gave birth, and on the 4th of July, which he shares a birthday with my mama, so that's really cool too. So I was excited about that. But I saw the needle minders that she had sent Priscilla and Chelsea, and I was like, oh, I've got to see if she's got any more of those left, because there wasn't any on her shop. So I messaged her. Her name's Rochelle, and the sweetest lady. She's absolutely wonderful. And I asked her, and she said, yeah, she said, I'm actually having a special right now. If you order some needles from my shop, you get a free needle minder. So I went and looked at the needles, and I gotta share this with you all. I don't know if I'm late to the party on these or if I'm early. I'm not really sure, but I've not seen anybody talk about these needles, and I ordered some to try them out. They're called Stitchy Pop needles. I was trying to find something. I think this might work. I want to show you what's unique about these needles, if I can, I hope. Okay. Let me see if I can get it focused here. Bear with me until I can, because I want you to see this. Come on. Can you see that? There's a little ball on the end of the needle. Can you see? Like you're going to answer me. Can you see it? But there's a little ball on the end of the needle. And she's got 2 different sizes, and what that does is helps you to not pierce the fabric when you're stitching. I tried these out so I could give you a review of them. This needle is awesome. You know, I finished Liberty with this needle. It is absolutely, you know, it seeks out the hole. I can't explain it any better. I mean, it's like it gravitates to the hole, and it's unbelievable. Now, I don't really have a problem with piercing, you know, and I don't think you really do with so much with even weaves and with linens. Sometimes with linen, if the weave is wider in, you know, in spots. But I can imagine this with Ada. This would be absolutely perfect with Ada, and I'm going to try it when I stitch Monopoly. I'm going to try to use this and see, because it goes right where the hole is. You don't have to, you know, and when you put it through, it's got a little pop, and then it pops again when the needle goes through. So it takes a little getting used to. It's like, you know, when you slide it through the fabric, it goes pop when the ball goes through, and then it goes a little pop again when the needle goes through. So it's different, you know, it's different. But I'm going to tell you what, and I was concerned about how it was going to anchor the tails on the back. On 32 count, it went right through. I didn't have a bit of problem. It goes right through the threads on the back so that I can anchor the tail. Not a problem. Now, Rochelle did say on smaller fabrics like 40 and 46 count, it's a little difficult to get them through because there's only 2 sizes of these needles. There's and they're in millimeter. They're not really in like 26 and 28. But I got 3 of each size and to try, and I adore them. I adore them. There's the two sizes. But if you stitch on Ada, or if you want to, you know, try, I mean, go and get one, just try it. See what you think. I love them. So, you know, personally, I love them. And she sent me this little needle case to keep them in. And, she also, here is the needle minder that I wanted. Uncle Sam. Focus. What is wrong with my phone today? And then she also sent me Natasha, which I adore. My high school mascot was owls, and there on top of the high school was this owl with 2 lights in its eyes and one blinked like he was winking at you. And Natasha looks like that owl that was on top of that, on top of the high school. So I really like that. And she sent me on my packing slip a bow and needle and a little project bag with some goodies in it, a little zipper pouch, and inside is, well, she's got this little really neat little project card, which I think is really cool. She's on Etsy, by the way. I don't know if I said that. She sent me some plastic bobbins. And these are new to her shop, she said. These are for people who don't really care for the regular bobbins putting lines in your floss. If you want to keep it these little plastic bobbins. And then after you wind your thread around there, you can close it up like that. And it keeps your flosses. This would be wonderful for silks. A good storage system for silks, because you know they're a little more fragile than cottons. That's really neat. So, and we've messaged back and forth several times, and she's really a sweetheart. And she said she's my age. She's the same age as I am. So that's really awesome. Rochelle, you probably recognize those Christmas popcorn things, right? But that's what I got from the Cottage Needle on Etsy, and I will link her below. And when I went to Hobby Lobby, I was behind the 8 ball on this year, which, you know, I've been distracted, but I got my new planner, my new Happy Planner, and this is so pretty. Life is lovely. It is. Life is lovely. But this, I haven't even had time to set my planner up. You know, I've written my journaling down, and I've got to transfer it now because, I mean, you're a limited edition. I'm sure my family would say thank God with me. But I wanted to show you some of these. Look how pretty. Be a voice, not an echo. And I love the smell of a new planner. This I love. Fall in love with as many things as possible. You know, happiness to look at this every day. I haven't even set my weeks up yet for the month. And I found these two. These are so cool. These are new to me. They may have been out there for a while, but these are new to me. I always buy extra paper to insert in there to make notes, but all the things. And then there's which in the planner community, this is the thing, a brain dump. And a brain dump is literally, you just take everything that you've been thinking about and just write it down so that you can get it out of your mind. And then when you go back to your list, you can deal with each item individually. But I tend to do that. I'll have 75 things I'm thinking about going through my head. I need to do this, I need to do that, and I need to do that. And sometimes I just have to sit down and just dump it, you know. And that's a thing in the planner community. It's a brain dump. And I do that often. I have to, because if I don't, I run out of room. And then there's notes on the green. And then the last one is be productive. Sweet little reminders. But, you know, you can put these anywhere in your planner you want to, because you just pop them in on the discs. They just pop on there. So I love the Happy Planner because you can customize it any way you want to. So I'll be playing with that this week, because I've got washi tape that needs to go in there and stickers. And I did a barter with Laura at Flying Frog Stitchery, and she included a little extra for me. You know, she's making our Hawk Run Hollow Stitch Along needle minders, and she sent me this as a little extra hug in the barter that I made with her. I gave her some charts for some fabric, and She sent me this, and I said, Laura, you're going to have to tell me what this is, because I'm really not getting it. I mean, I just don't, because it's not a keychain, because there's a magnet on it. So I was like, I don't understand what it is. Tell me what it is, honey, because, you know, sometimes I'm a little daft. And this is a scissors keeper. And she said it's just an idea she came up with. Brilliant. You know, if you have a lamp, a floor lamp that sits beside you for your stitching, put your scissors on here and then slap that puppy on your lamp. Don't you lose your scissors anymore. They're right there. Awesome sauce. I love the peacock. And she's selling these too. So Laura at Flying Frog Stitchery. Thank you, Laura. Thank you, sweetheart. I really love this. But you guys, if you haven't got your Hawk Run Hollow needle minders yet, go over and get them. She's got lots of choices. And then I also, from my sweet friend Victoria, you remember I told you those charts that she was giving away? Just rehunging them? Well, I won Peter Rabbit. And I love Beatrix Potter. And I love Peter Rabbit. And I was so excited when she pulled my name out of that hat. I was so excited because I really love this chart. There's so many cute little patterns in here. Peter Rabbit. So, thank you, Victoria. Thank you, sweetie. I love that. I love that. I love that. And let's see. Birthday present. I got another birthday present. You know, Virginia, she doesn't do enough for me. You know, she don't do enough. I get in the mail a package, and you know, everything that she sent me is way over and above a birthday present. And I mean, she goes and buys me a present anyway. You know, I don't even know. I don't know. You know, I mean, I don't know, but I want to start both of these right now. I want to start them both right now. I want to start both these. I want to start Village, and I want to start Autumn right now. So now I have Houses, Village, Shores, Autumn, Spring, Year, and Map. The only two that I don't have are Farms and Christmas. I have 8 of the 10 now, thanks to Diana and thanks to V. Just thank you, Virginia, for my birthday present. Thank you. I'm going to tell you about wet myself. Honestly, I did. I did about wet myself. And some more stitchy kindness that I got up on my barter page. Miss Kathy from Crafty Cat Stitcher. I love her. I love you, Kathy. I love visiting with her. She is one of my absolute favorite FlossTubers. I sat and binge-watched her one evening. Watched every one of her videos when I first found her. I binged the whole, from very beginning with her. I adore her. But she went over, I was talking about my magazines that I had listed and the list of the things that I was looking for. And she goes over and looks at the list and she said, honey, I got something I want to send you. And she sends me these beads that I use to make my zipper pulls. And I make fobs too. She sends me this little pack of beads, and they're all glass beads, and they're all absolutely perfect. It's exactly what I use to make those. I prefer glass. I use very, very few plastic beads. in my fobs and in my pulls. These are all glass. She said she made fobs in the past, and she had some beads that she wanted to share with me, so she sent me some beads. Isn't that cool? I love them. Now that I've shown you, I can go and sort them and put them in my bead caddies, and you know, I sort them by color, and they'll be there when I need them. Thank you, Kathy. I really appreciate that, hon. Stitchy kindness. Sweet, sweet. Okay, my fun with FlossTube from last week. I wanted to tell you a couple things. I said the wrong date. I don't know, you know, a recording on Sunday last week completely threw me off. But I will be recording a video, unless something happens, on the 16th, not the 15th. I will be, so you have through the early morning of the 16th to send me your answers. I've gotten several emails from you ladies participating. And I wanted to tell you that if you want to revise your list, send me a new email and put Fun with FlossTube 2, and then I'll go and get rid of your first one. I don't care to do that. All the way up to, if you happen to watch and you go, oh, I know I got that one wrong, fix it. Send me another email. Send me another email. I'd also like to say that not all of the answers are female FlossTubers. Yeah. Not all of them are females. So keep that in mind, because I do enjoy the guys as well. And I've got one lady who has 9 of them correct. She's got 9 of them correct. And I don't care to tell you how many you got correct. I'm not going to tell you which ones, but I'll tell you how many. So, you know, just email me. Just email me. And with your answers, I've got several people that just sent me 3 or 4. So, and that's perfectly fine, because you're going to go into the drawing for one of these. I had asked Victoria to make me an accessory bag for my winter, for my Fun with FlossTubes, and she let me look at her fabrics, and I chose these because autumn's coming up, and I love autumn, and I hope you do too. And so I'm going to give you choice. Whoever wins will get choice. Either one of these bags, because I'm keeping the other one. I'm keeping the other one. So you'll have choice. You can either choose the pumpkins or you can choose the leaves. And like I said, there'll be some goodies inside. I haven't had time to go, you know, to figure out what I wanted to include. So when I announce the winners, I'll show what's inside. But there will be some goodies inside. Both this one and this one is the prize for if you get all 10 of them. So this bag will have some things in it as well. It's got little stars. They're pretty. So if you do any patriotic stitching through the year, you know, you'll have a bag. It's a little past 4th of July, but you know, if you're doing patriotic stitching, it's going to need a home, right? I mean, you don't have to. So that's that. Okay. I think that's all I have for you. Remember, our Hawk Run Hollow Stitch Along starts October 1st. And I think that's it. So everything and everybody will be linked below. And okay. It's been like 8 days since I recorded, and we've been places. So I've got pictures for you if you're interested in watching the slideshow at the end. There's some from my birthday four-wheeling excursion in the mountains. There's some from our trips to back and forth from the VA hospital. And we found a wonderful, wonderful covered bridge. It's over Sinking Creek. And it is one of 4 going across that creek that are still standing. And what's neat about it is it was built in 1916, And in 1964, the Department of Highways closed it down because it was becoming unsafe. So it sat, and the creek eroded the foundation, and it was just very dilapidated. So in 1998, the community gathered together, and they held fundraisers, and they had volunteers. They actually raffled a quilt, which I thought was really cool. They raffled a quilt. They sold bricks that were engraved in memory of. You could buy one in memory of, in honor of, you know, and put anything, Cheryl loves Alan, you know, and you could buy anything you wanted on, you could put anything you wanted on the brick. They used those bricks to pave the path up to the bridge. It's really awesome. And so they dedicated the bridge on September 23rd of 2000. And you can actually walk on it and walk around it. And I've got some pictures of that I wanted to share with you. Really cool. Love doing little things like that. Absolutely love finding little treasures like that. So, and when I do, I will share them with you. And because I really enjoy that. I especially enjoy the people who have pictures at the end of their videos. I think Cindy's cross stitch. Cindy puts a lot of pictures up in slideshows, and I really, really love looking at those. And Victoria does sometimes too. And I like that in a video. So just little extras. But that's all I have for this week, and I hope you have a wonderful week, and I will see you next Monday. And until then, happy stitching.